such an honor to be over here to talk about your dad, Dale Ketelsen. Man, and what he means to Louisiana wrestling. What are some things that come to mind right away when we talk about Dale Ketelsen, the coach?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that he loved the sport. The sport was always bigger than any win or loss or team issue. Also that wrestling, our sport, was family. As you know, the sport creates kind of a family atmosphere. And while you fight and you're fiercely competitive, you have great respect for your opponents, and it's a family. It becomes like a family because you see them so often.
Your dad grew up in Iowa.
Grew up in Iowa on the farm.
Wrestled at Iowa State.
Went to Iowa State.
Got strong by throwing the bays of hail
That's
up. I
right.
heard the story
That's
from
right.
him.
That's
so
right.
how strong was Dad?
He had a grip. He had a good grip. You know, the big thing, as you know, he was always in position because he wasn't a great big dude, but he'd stay in solid position, which made him seem like you could not get him out of that stance.
NCAA finalist?
NCAA finalist. He was second and third. His third and second two-time All-American.
And then he was a Marine, right?
He was a Marine.
So when did he go into the Marines?
As he trained in 59 to 60, as he trained, he had to do a service, you know, as he trained for the Olympic trial. And then he lost in the finals of the Olympic trials.
Wow. 60 Olympics, Rome?
Yep. Yep.
Rome,
and Doug Blue Ball beat him and won the gold medal. And then from there, apparently LSU wanted to start a program, so they did a national search. They found him. He was recommended. Iowa State's head coach recommended him, and so he came down, and that's how he started.
Do you remember those original LSU teams? Not way back in the 60s, but in the 70s.
Yeah. When I was a little kid running around, they had some Jesuit guys. He won like 2 out of the first 3 years. He won the SEC championship.
What made him step down as coach at LSU, and what got him over the Bel Air?
Over time, SEC dropped wrestling. You know, Title IX and all kind of stuff. LSU basically talked about wanting to be a national powerhouse since there was no regional thing. My dad said he needed time because he wanted to recruit more locally, and they kind of parted ways in 1976. And so within a few years, the program just died. 1979, they started Bel Air. It was a brand new school.
Okay.
So he goes over there, and then he just stuck. I really struggled with my dad coaching me because I heard it as negative as opposed to, even when he was saying positive things, because he was yelling it at me. Now, my brother could handle it great.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. So, I mean, I remember Eric, and as legendary as you were as a coach, because you were a legendary coach also, but man, Eric as a wrestler probably goes down as one of the, top 10, 15 kids in Louisiana?
He was fantastic.
So how was their relationship?
They were great.
They
were great because nothing fazed my brother. He was just pretty solid. He would listen, but he would never have to respond.
What was your dad like in the chair? Was he vocal? I mean, I'm trying to think back to the 80s. Remember, my coach, he was way vocal, so I really didn't hear much else. But what was it like with your dad in the chair for his wrestling?
He wouldn't say much, and then he would just, like, if an opening would occur, and he would, if he screamed half, and if the half wasn't there, he would get very up. He was famous for picking up his clipboard and throwing it. He'd get really high pitched.
I do remember
You just can't do that, you know.
At the end, when he came to you at St. Paul's, what did he bring to your program when he came over to help you out?
He really gave us the confidence of what you're good at, do what you're good at, and everything else will take care of itself.
I see you have your shirt on.
Yeah, thanks.
That's a great picture.
Yeah.
So was that the first year of the tournament?
Yeah, so it was a great story and very heartwarming to me. In 2000, the 2016 senior class came up and asked me if they could, sorry, getting emotional, if they could rename the St. Paul's Invitational in my dad's honor.
Wow. Winning state championships for me, it's always very special to share that with your dad. I see your dad smiling on that shirt there. So when you guys won that Division I championship at St. Paul's, I know he was smiling from above, but what do your immediate thoughts go to at that point? You know, when you finally get to think about it, what if Dad was here? Right.
I would have loved to, again, just to be there, because you get the, and I'm sure you're the same way, you get the pat on the shoulder, you know. We were not really, it's not a whole lot of hugging and that kind of stuff with our relationship, but, but you get, he was always, you did a good job, son. He was, him being proud of me was something that, that's what I did everything for.